client is Go Digit General Insurance, so I'm working with Go Digit General Insurance. So it's generally that insurance is like in general insurance. So they have like a health, jewelry, shop, home, and motor insurance. But I'm into motor insurance, like a two-wheeler, four-wheeler, and commercial vehicle insurance. Those modules I'm working, and I have total 6 years of experience. And I started with a full stack developer using like a PHP and Python. Then later on, I moved into Angular. After 3.5 years, I've switched to this Angular technology. So till that date, I'm working with Angular technology.
Okay, so which version you are working right now?
Actually, in my current project is into 7.2 Angular.
Okay, and apart from Angular, how much experience do you have in JavaScript?
Yeah, same thing. See, I'm started with day one, but after when I switching to Angular technology, then only I can go to. Then I have bit. I was looking deep in JavaScript also same time.
Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, so can we start with JavaScript first? Then
Yeah,
we'll see HTML, then CSS, at lastly at Angular. Okay,
yeah.
so can you please tell me what is this in JavaScript?
These mean like it's kind of object. It will points that see in object. It is kind of a object only. So it will prefer a current object. This current module object kind of that.
Mhm. Yes, if it is in the some function, it will refer to that parent one. Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, what is difference between undeclared and undefined?
Undeclared, it's the see example. See in that example, I'm see example. I have object. See in that object, I'm checking the key name something like a something, right? If that a
Mhm.
is not present, then it's become a undefined. But that variable itself, if I didn't declare, right, it's
Mhm.
defined. It's undefined and sorry undeclared.
Okay, okay, okay. Yes. So, what are the different data types do we have in JavaScript?
JavaScript, like a string, numbers, integer, and there are so many.
Mhm. Undefined,
It's
null.
undefined, null, boolean,
Yes, these are.
and yeah.
Okay. So, I have pasted one small code in a chat. Can you see that?
And so yeah, I
Yeah,
am
in the
able to
chat.
see. Yeah,
Yeah. So, what will be the value of x over there in console.log?
it will be the output will be 10. I think output
10.
will be 10. Yeah, 10 will.
But we are not have initialized before that console.log x with a 10. So, how it will
Yeah.
be 10?
10, see this concept is like we have in JavaScript old in that old JavaScript, that concept is like a hosting. So when we do that this right when we do build when we do that deployment of JavaScript, right, when the execution of JavaScript code, right, it will check entire file. So this variable is present in that file. So automatically first it will execute the variable. Then it will execute the our functionalities whatever we have written that.
But
So in this case,
what will be the default value of that time?
default, see it will first the x will be the 10 only. So it will first variable will be executed automatically. Hosting concept will execute. So that where x will become a 10. Then if you are printing, right, then x will be the 10.
See what happened. It will come to first
Okay.
this line x. Okay. So while
Yeah.
you are saying
Okay.
hoisting process, so whatever the value
Yeah.
of where x here, it will get hoist first. Okay. So
Okay.
value of x will be undefined at that time because we have not
Yeah, for
initialized.
initially that value will be undefined. Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking. In this example also it
Okay.
will print undefined. not a 10,
Okay. Correct. You are
because we
correct.
have not initialized it before that. Now what will be the
Yeah.
output of it?
It will be undefined.
Again undefined.
Uh, no. This again you have sent one more example, right?
Yes.
So, uh, okay, okay. Let and const it will give I think error. We need to declare that before that console.
Okay. So what is difference between where and let?
So where we can see I can declare again x in the case of where equal to x equal to 10, and again I can where equal to 10 15 also I can declare, but let and const I cannot declare again.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So what is difference between a normal function and arrow function?
Normal function and arrow function. So normal and arrow, like a normal function. See example in the function parameter I have experienced my experienced my things in the function we will pass arguments, right? So see in that normal function, if I pass argument, I can pass arguments, but so that see example I can pass a same name I can pass like a comma I can pass, but in arrow function I cannot do that. That duplication it's not possible, and maybe that syntax also very simple in the arrow function, but it will execute very fast comparing to normal function I think.
Okay. And if I try to print this inside arrow function, so what will be it will print?
This maybe that I think that current function that arrow function object, I think that inside object.
So what will be the value of this over there?
This will be that maybe it's this current prototype will be there. I guess I'm not sure 100%.
Okay, no problem. So what is event capturing and event bubbling in JavaScript?
Event capturing and event bubbling. See, I have that two kind of elements, inner and outer elements, right? If I do from inner to inner element, if I'm clicking right, so if my outer element also it will be executed. So outer element event also at same time it will be triggered. So that kind of one is event capturing and bubbling, and even same time it will out if you are entering clicking on event any one of the outer element, right? Outer div, so it will execute inside div also in the events also the same time it will be executed. That kind of one only that we will known as event capture and event bubbling.
Okay, so to stop that event capturing and bubbling, what we have to do?
I think we can use stop propagation. So it is propagating to another event, right? So that event, that particular div or a particular button or something, that particular place only we need to execute. That we can block using that stop propagation.
Okay. So what is a spread operator and rest operator?
Spread. See example spread operator. Sorry, somebody calling. I think your team only calling.
Okay. If you want to pick
Uh,
up, you can pick up.
like no problem. I think your HR only. I think.
Okay.
No issue. No, I will talk to them now. Spread and rest operators see if you want if I want to combine that object, right? So I can combining purpose I can use spread operators. it will see in the if I'm using the in the function arguments, right? So if I use spread operator, I can capture multiple n number of arguments in that capture. Just a minute.
Okay.
They are calling me. Okay, we'll continue. Okay,
Okay.
spread. Okay.
So what will be having in the rest operator? So what will happen with the rest?
Uh, like see, uh, see, I used to do for combining two objects purpose only. I've used for a spread operator. Rest operator will be that how do you say? See, if you want collect that in the array, if you are using the array, right? If you want to collect that object, right? All the elements or all the things, right? If you want
Mhm.
collect, then we have to use rest operators.
Okay. So what is destructuring in JavaScript?
Come again?
Destructuring.
Destructuring. No, I'm not sure on the destructuring.
Okay, no problem. Have you heard about the immediately invoke function?
I know that I've used many places. Yeah. See, I want to execute the when the DOM is ready before loading every content, right? Every other event before firing. So I want load my some script should be executed. That time I will use immediate invoke function.
Okay. So if you have any private variable inside immediately invoke function, how
Okay.
to access that variable outside of function? Do you know?
Mm, No, actually, for that kind of not used. Only that
Okay.
script execution purpose only I've used that.
Okay, no problem. I have pasted one small code. Can you please tell me what will be the output of it? Is it true or false?
0. No, it will be false, I guess.
And why?
Mm, But your addition will be it will give something different value, I think.
Do you know what will it will return? Addition value?
Addition value it will give something like fraction numbers, I guess.
Correct,
Like
correct.
0.3 something 5-digit number it will give, I guess. But if you give double equivalent, no, it will give true, I guess.
Yes, correct, correct. Okay. So next question I have pasted again. Just tell me what will be the output of it. One set timeout with a zero delay.
Set timeout log 10. Okay, 0 delay. Then you're looping rating 0 to 3 on console I 1 2 3, then I think 1 2 3 in that console, then it will be 10, I guess. Yeah, maybe that will be possible. Yeah, that set
And why?
timeout will.
Mhm.
I think set timeout will be adding after it will be in the browser stack, right? So
Hmm.
maybe it will at first it will execute for loop, then for iteration, then it will execute. I think set timeout, I guess.
If we had it a zero delay, still it will add in the some place other place, or it will go to the stack directly.
It will be in the it will be there in the browser stack only. For this function only, it will be executed first.
Okay,
For
okay.
whatever we have the function or something, no, then that one only will be executed.
So output will be
1 2 3. Then it will be 10. That set timeout will be last.
yeah, yeah, yeah. but output is 0, 1, 2,
Uh,
and 10, not a 3,
yes,
because 3 is
yes.
not less than
Sorry,
3.
sorry. Uh, sorry. That
No,
I
no
forgot.
problem. No problem. Have you heard about debouncing and throttling?
Throttling, debouncing. I heard, but I'm not sure on that debouncing.
Okay, okay, no problem. We'll move to HTML.
Debouncing. Okay.
What are the semantic element do we have in HTML?
Semantic. Uh, like uh, this HTML. What do you say? It's a markup text, I guess.
We daily use
I'm
this
not.
semantic element in
Uh,
HTML5.
I'm not sure that term is something. It's something different, I guess. Like
No,
span
no,
tag,
no.
p tag. I think p tag
These
and
are
all. I think.
these are on non-semantic because they are not giving any information. So you might know about some new tags comes with HTML5. Every website
Okay.
has something like that.
Like HTML5, we will use doc type, maybe
No, no,
doc type, and we have
that is the new
doc
feature
type.
came with HTML5. I am asking about semantic element. So like header, footer.
Okay. Header, footer, video, this body, maybe not body, header, footer, table header, t header, those things, right?
Yeah. So what is the benefit of using of this semantic element? Do you know?
So it will help to identify the block, I think. Easily we can identify and we can write the CSS to that particular that blocks.
Okay. Any other use? Okay, no problem.
I'm not sure.
What?
Okay.
Okay. So what are the web storage do we have in HTML5?
Web storage mean like you are asking local storage.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Local
What the?
storage,
Mhm.
that local storage and that cookies, the concept that you are asking, right? That is
Yes.
the one. Okay. Yes, maybe that local
We have two.
storage,
We
session
have two
storage,
types of. Yeah. We have two types of the storage, session and local. So what is between difference between both?
local. Um, so local storage will be permanent one. So we cannot until unless if you are clearing from control clearing that every data from the browser, right? Until unless
Hmm.
that it will be present in the browser. Local storage and
Yes.
session storage, it will be like when we close the tab or window, right? So that time it will be cleared. Actually, in my application, that user every user comes, right? So we will store that some the cookie will we will clear after 1 hour something we will use, and that local storage will be we want to display some user to when the user reloads the page or something na. So we will use local storage only.
Okay. So if I open a www.google.com in tab 1 and same with a www.google.com in tab 2, and if I
Hmm.
save something in session storage and local storage, so which value I'm able to access in tab 2?
See, the domain is same, right? So you can access both the place, both the values. It will be based on the domain, exact domain.
Yes, sir, that is based upon domain only. But are you
Hmm.
sure we are able to access the session storage value in tab 2 as well?
Yeah, it is in the same local storage we can access. I'm sure that I've used
Yes, yes.
session storage. I'm not sure. Session storage. I'm not sure that maybe that particular window, that tab only. I think we can access. I think active tab only we can access that current whatever we executed, I guess.
Okay. What are the web workers do we have in HTML5?
Web workers, something like service workers, right? Service
Hmm.
worker. Oh, I'm not sure that. Maybe that service worker we are using like when that we are running in that notification, right? So some campaigns they we used to do. So that time we, for notification purpose, we are using that service worker. It will be running in the background of browser.
Okay. Okay, we'll move to CSS. So, have
Okay.
you heard about the specificity?
Come again?
Specificity. Have you heard about it?
No, I'm not
No?
sure that I'm first time
Okay.
specificity.
Okay. So, if you have one div or one element, okay, so you have write some class CSS, okay, with ID as well, some CSS.
Okay.
So, which
Okay.
CSS will apply to that element?
Maybe ID will be the first, I guess. ID will be unique always. So it will prefer ID, then it will be class.
Okay, so this is the specificity. So
Okay,
browser
okay,
will,
okay.
yeah, so browser will add some rules depend upon some these attributes. So that this is how the browser will know which CSS should apply to that element.
Okay, okay.
Okay, no problem. So what are the preprocessor do we have in CSS?
Preprocessor. Preprocessor mean I'm not. I didn't understand that the meaning.
SAS,
I don't know.
SAS less.
Oh,
Have you heard about?
okay, okay, okay. That is. Yes, yes. Sourceless. Yes, there are some other kind of CSS are there. That kind of frameworks. I think. I guess it's not a
Yes.
framework. That is type of. So if we in the SAS, if we declare some variable, right? If I want some global CSS, I want some global color, right? So in my application, an entire whole application, we need some constant color. So I can
Yes.
declare in there some color in that variable, so I can access that variable everywhere.
Yes. And how to declare a variable in SAS?
Something dollar, some that name
Yes,
equal
correct.
colon that. Uh,
Any other feature do you know about these preprocessors?
uh, no, I mostly this color code only we declare.
Okay.
Remaining
Do you
components every time it uh,
okay? Have you heard about the nesting of CSS?
nesting mean like this see, nesting mean
There is a mix sense as well. So have you heard about these terms?
no terms it's most of the terms are I'm listening most it's a new terms, but we may
Okay.
used in CSS, but I don't know the term exact term.
Okay, no problem. What are the display types we have in CSS?
Display type, display inline, you are asking about that, right? Display flags concept, display
Yes.
inline, display block, uh, display none. So
So what is difference
uh,
between block and inline?
that it will be in the I'm not sure that inline and inline block, like inline it will be in the say it will be in that same line, it will be like
And what about the block?
that. I'm not sure.
Okay. How to achieve a responsive web design with a CSS or
Respond.
some?
Okay, that's fine. Like see, we can use media query, we can write mobile version, tablet version CSS, then and desktop version CSS we can split. And even if you want orientation, that also we can write. So horizontal and vertical spaces, that based on the width we can write CSS. So it will be every place it will be responsive.
Correct. Have you work on the Bootstrap as well?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, Bootstrap we are not using completely, and we took only that grid concept from Bootstrap. So for that responsive purpose. So but remaining components is our design only. It's own our that client design only.
Okay, no problem. What are the different types of position do we have in CSS?
Position fixed, absolute, relative. These three I've used. Maybe some other positions are there. I think initial or something is there.
Static. So what is
Initial
different?
static. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is different between absolute and a relative?
See, see, it will be in the fixed position. Like exact. See, if you want to stick on right, how do you say? Like I don't know how to explain that. Like see, if you have that parent and child div, right? If you are applying parent div absolute, right, it will be in the same position, and if we can keep in that absolute inside that children divs. I don't know how to explain.
Okay. Okay, we'll move to Angular.
Okay.
So tell me what is the difference between NGIN and constructor? Which one get first called?
NG constructor will be first. It will be called. Why? Because we need to construct all the components, right? The other services or whatever we are inputting to the particular component, right? So the
So
constructor will be executed first.
we can do same thing in NGIN as well, because that is get load when the component get load. So why we use a constructor rather than NGIN?
No, but see, if you want to import the service, right? So, but we have to construct that variables. But in ng on init will not do that kind of things.
So
There are some.
why constructor get called before NGIN? Any reason?
Mm, See, we need to we need to we have to construct the data, right? All the see, if you are we see since directly component, we don't have everything. So we need to construct the services, dependency services, and some other services will be there. So we need to construct, then only I can proceed in this component actions. Other things I can do.
Okay. Okay, so I will give you one simple scenario. Just tell me what will be your approach to complete this scenario. Okay, so we have an
Okay.
API that giving us data of 10 employees that we have to show on HTML page. Okay, in
Okay.
Angular. So what will be your approach? What will be the things you have to do and to brush up session set up? What will be how to do?
So if in that I will split the component and services separate files. Like services will be a service file, and then I will inject to root module that particular service, and that service I will import to that component, and that component then component I will I import that particular service, and I will execute that services in that component.
Okay, so your service will return an observable,
Okay.
and we have to subscribe that observable
Yeah.
to the
Correct.
component.
Yes.
Okay.
Component. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. Okay. So any dependency we have to add for a service in somewhere place before using any service.
Dependent
While
dependency mean what kind of
while okay, well, I will tell you. While creating any service, okay. Suppose you
okay,
have created user service. That user service you
okay,
have to use in some components. To
okay.
use that service before any component, do we need to put somewhere else? Have you know?
Uh, we need to make it in the app component provider section. Then we need to import it in the provider section. Then only I can access to the
That
other components.
that what I'm
So I
asking.
directly I cannot access this thing.
Yes, yes, correct, correct. Okay, so in this scenario, you will create an observable in service that you will subscribe in component, and that data
Uh,
you will get in some variable. That variable you will iterate in HTML, correct?
the HTML ng for
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So instead of subscribing that observable in component, I want to show that data directly to the HTML. Is there any other way to do that? Have you heard about something?
See, directly I can use without doing service things and all. So directly I can
No,
write.
no, no. You will create, you will getting then observable from service.
Okay,
So instead of subscribing in component,
okay.
I want to subscribe in directly in HTML page only. So how can you do that? Have you heard about it? Something?
Without subscribing, but without subscribing, I don't know.
Ha-
Without subscribing, how
Okay.
do we? It will be
Have
in the
you
observable object only.
heard about the async pipe?
Okay, async pipe, but async pipe, how do we that achieve using async pipe? I'm not sure. It's there, but I don't know how it will perform here.
So what is the use of async pipe?
Maybe it will perform some asynchronous operation. Maybe I'm not sure that I'm not used at async pipe.
Okay, okay, no problem.
I've seen in that documentation in that inbuilt pipe, but I'm not used.
Okay. So what is difference between pure pipe and impure pipe?
Pure pipes. I know pipes. I'm not sure about pure and impure, but I know the concept of pipe. So pipe, we can write some piece of logic and we can keep it in the like some logical operation. We can keep it for the UI purpose. So if you want something, if you write some currency concept, right? So in my client application, so there are every place they are using currency concept. So I need to format the currency every time. So that purpose I have created that currency pipe concept.
Okay. So what is difference between impure pipe and pure pipe again?
I'm not sure of that impure and pure pipe.
Okay, no problem. What are the route guards do we have in this Angular?
Route guards. It's like Auth guards, right? You're asking about.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
this is the
Auth
one
guards.
type of guard.
Okay, Auth guard. Okay, I know only one. I know that only Auth guard. Only I know.
Okay, no problem.
Types. I'm not.
So
Only one type I think is there.
there is a resolver, can active like that. So we have,
That is kind of event, right? Life cycle event of
yes,
route that Auth guards.
yes,
Not
yes.
God. Can load, can active. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So what is difference between subject and behavioral subject?
Mm, behavior subject and both are both are it will store that uh, um, in behavior subject we can store multiple object and
Hmm.
but the subject we can store only one object, I guess. Only that may be that one difference, like.
So the what will be the initial value of the subject?
Well, I think it will be empty. Then when we
Hmm.
use that object, right? Then it will become an object that value object value created.
Yes. Okay. So have you heard about the view encapsulation in Angular?
Yes.
Okay, can you please tell me?
See, in my application, I'm working in a motor module. Its motor module has some global CSS.
Okay.
So some component I don't want to apply that global CSS. I want to apply only that particular component CSS. So in that case, I've used view encapsulation, and then it will not apply that common CSS to my particular component in that module.
Okay. So if you add a view encapsulation none, so what will happen?
So yeah, that's the reason. So I added. I don't want to apply that main component, main module common CSS to my component. So only I want it in the particular that particular component CSS only. So that purpose I applied. that
Okay.
view
So
encapsulation. And
what is the other types we have of view
uh,
encapsulation?
view encapsulation types, I think 2 3 are there. I'm not sure of that.
Emulated
uh,
and shadow.
yes, correct, something is there, I'm not
So
sure. Emulated I've
where
seen, but
which one is default?
default, I think will be shared, will be default. I think it will be shared both CSS, I guess.
Okay, you
I'm
can
not
check it
sure.
about. No problem.
Okay, I will check.
Okay.
I think
How
I'm
to
not sure on that.
increase? Okay. How to increase Angular application performance? What are the techniques do we
Perform.
need to use?
So we can use lazy loading concept. Use the lazy loading
Other
routing concept also.
any other?
So um, I think we can minify the uglify concept. It will come in default only. So maybe we can write everything in most of the components. If you want to reduce the component size also, we can write most of the global functions and those things we can do. And
Okay.
yeah, mostly that lazy load concept, it will only execute particular module only.
Yes, yes, correct. We have multiple ways to do that, other ways as well.
Okay.
So yeah, no problem. So last question. What is a content projection in Angular?
Content
Projection.
content projection. No, I'm not sure that I'm. This word is for me something new.
Okay, no problem.
Projection.
Okay. So Gautam, that's it from my side. Do you have any question?
Okay. Okay. No, Pawan. That's great
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
shared
you.
with me your time. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Yeah.